it became a very well-known study. Although done several years ago, it still remains among the most sophisticated studies ever done on the environment. At their time, there appeared to be a cluster of childhood leukemia cases in the eastern part of the town. 2 of the town's 7 wells were found to be contaminated with trichloroethylene. The wells were part of a mixture from 7 wells, which helped feed water to that part of the town. In any event, our investigations led to the beginning of, quote, what some people call citizen epidemiology, as we recruited nearly 300 ordinary people to help gather data on Woburn citizens. The NOVA program on PBS had a program in which we participated. It was a Sunday New York Times article on the investigation. Several scientific papers were written. A few books were published discussing our study. The most notable book was titled A Civil Action. Even a movie was made with John Travolta, but we were not part of that. The study is still of interest today. Last week, I received a call from an investigative reporter who was doing a story on remuneration of hired technical consultants by industry. Part of his focus was on Woburn. The American Industrial Health Foundation had appointed a committee to destroy our study. At the time, the Superfund legislation was being renewed, and the legislation was extended to include victim compensation. This was a tax on the chemical industry. It would tend to make the U.S. chemical industry less competitive. The industry claimed that no one had been hurt by the abandoned chemical dumps, which was cleaned up by the legislation. Then our paper appeared. It was all volunteer work. Computations were made on the Dana-Farber computer at off hours. One amusing incident I can relate is at the conclusion of our interview with the NOVA people, we were asked about our reaction to the report authored by the American chemical industry. We had never seen the report. The interviewer offered to send it to us. We read the report and wrote to the committee members, hired guns, pointing out about 20 factual mistakes in the report. Among other criticisms, the report heavily criticized our survey carried out by citizen volunteers. They claimed it contained an excessive number of so-called non-responses. As an example of how we dealt with these criticisms, in our letter, we said that non-responses were attributed to business phones, second telephones, and recent subscribers. We pointed out that it's the same as doing a study on female conceptive practices by phone, and whenever a male answered the phone, it was called a non-response. In any event, the NOVA people called us afterwards. They asked what we had done. The chair of the committee, who was supposed to be interviewed by NOVA, refused to go on the program. She claimed we had the report or were holding back our criticisms to embarrass her. Perhaps among my proudest achievements was founding a not-for-profit foundation in 1976. As I indicated, it started with $100. Today it has about 350 employees with offices in the US and Scotland and Greece. But looking back, I was very proud of being appointed as a sergeant in the US Army at the age of 19. I must have been one of the youngest sergeants at that time in the U.S. Army. Finally, I'd like to publicly thank my beautiful and clever wife, Thelma, who was instrumental in making things happen in my career. Without her, I would just be a Bronx bum where I grew up. But again, thank you for all coming. I certainly appreciate the wonderful papers that have been given, the discussions, the informal conversations, and it's lovely to see all of you again. Thank you.